reels. Reels are a collection of scenes from your body of work to display your work visually to the person casting the project. There are two kinds of reels: a commercial reel and a dramatic reel. These two reels should not be combined. They should be separated and submitted as individual reels. Now let's get into how reels should visually look. Your reel should begin on your performance. It should begin on you. No more having to start our reels with our management information, our agent information, our information, our picture. No, none of that. Those days are behind us. Casting wants to see us performing, going straight to it in the beginning. There should never be a time where your co-actor in your reel is getting way more screen time than you. This is your reel. Casting wants to see your performance. This is also why having an editor who is experienced in editing an actor's demo reel is highly important, because they know how to cut and put footage and clips together without it being very noticeable to the eye, and they still allow your footage and your scene to flow. So, contacting an editor, you need to ask them, are they experienced in editing an actor's demo reel? Remember what we talked about? You gotta ask. You need people experienced in doing these things. When choosing your footage for your reel, you wanna highlight footage that best highlight you as an actor. That means you need footage that have great lighting.
My dad cast a long shadow over me, the same way he cast one over you. I know what it's like to feel like you have to.
You need to be seen. We want to see your face. Remember, this is all about you. You need great sound.
Hey y'all, it's that Chrissy Izzy coming at you with that new hotness. And updo. My husband not gonna know what hit him once he sees this hairstyle. But I must say that though I want my husband to like how I look, I don't need his approval.
If casting cannot hear you or the sound is distorted, they may not continue watching your reel. And what I feel is kind of most important, you need great acting. Because let's say the casting director gets through the bad lighting or stomachs through the bad sound. If the acting isn't up to par, that kind of defeats the whole purpose. So we're gonna get into later about classes that will help you in that area, but please choose footage that best highlight your great gift of acting. Again, I know y'all like the do's and the don'ts, so here you go. The do's. Your reel should show you speaking to the actors in your scene.
You on the come up, cuz?
Why are you still here? Go.
I know what it costs to get your business off the ground. And I noticed you got some empty offices. I'm thinking I could set up shop here.
Labeling. For TV, you want to simply put the name of the show and network of the show. If film, you want to put the name of the film. Time. Your reel should not go over 3 minutes. But there are exceptions to this rule. Casting may ask for a longer demo reel. It's sometimes requested.
I am often asked, if I don't have footage, what do I do? that question is the same as a writer saying, I don't have paper. What do I write on? You get up and you get it. You get it. You make it happen. There are writers, DPs, directors. There are so many people wanting and needing to network and want to probably network with you. So you put yourself out there. You make your own footage, but also make sure that it's quality. The great lighting, the great sound, the great acting. You do it. This is your future. This is your career. And if you guys don't know something right now, research it. Take a class. You take a hold of your future. Sometimes we sit back and we wait for people to give us a yes, or wait, well, no one is casting me, so I can't do. No, cast yourself. You got this. All right? Make your own footage. Sidebar. Self-tapes. Can I submit a self-tape as a reel? Well, it depends. It depends on who's casting. Some casting directors do not mind. They do not mind receiving some scenes or some snippets from an audition that you may have done. But there is one thing that you must know as an actor. Keep in mind that you can only send off a self-tape to a third party only if the project has already aired, and only if you did not sign an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. Publicly showing someone else's work without their permission is unethical and it's against the law. Don't do it. Homework. Do you have a reel? Does it have some of the do's? Does it have some of the don'ts? Is the reel a great trailer of your acting ability? If yes, take the reel and show it to 5 trusted industry professionals and ask them for their honest feedback. Journal the feedback. If you don't have a reel, make an honest plan on what your next steps are on creating a reel. Write down that plan. Write a deadline to that plan. Let's discuss. Self-tapes. Self-tapes, you'll be recording from a camera, be it Sony, Canon, Polaroid, or even your phone camera. My favorite. You do not want your camera leaning or moving while you're doing a self-tape. So what you're going to need is a tripod. What you're also going to need are lights, which can be a ring light or even a softbox. And you're definitely gonna need a backdrop.
Collapsible backdrops are what I highly recommend. Shooting against a white wall, a door, or windows are a big no-no. Most of these backdrops come double-sided. And after asking casting directors, some who have personally cast me in network shows, the consensus is they prefer blue or gray. I personally have a backdrop with blue on one side and gray on the other. Depending on the material, it's how I choose which color to use. For comedic, I use blue. For dramatic, I use gray. Depends on the scene. There are many places where you can purchase these items, but I bought all my materials, equipment on Amazon. No, they are not paying me to say this. The prices are reasonable and the quality has been good. But again, you can find these items at any and many tech and appliances stores.
When you get the camera, when you get the lights, when you get the backdrop, one of the things you want to remember is to shoot your audition in landscape, mid-frame. You want to make sure that you move within the camera frame, because if you can't see you in the camera, then the casting can't see you in the camera.
Slates are to be recorded in vertical.
But there's one thing that you must do, is read the casting notes. You gotta read the casting notes. Because just because one casting director wants you to shoot it one way does not mean all casting directors want you to shoot it the same. That's why reading the casting notes are important.
iPhone users, this is an actual screenshot from a casting director for a self-tape audition. Notes for iPhone users. There was a recent update to iOS devices that changed the camera format to high efficiency mode. This mode is designed to save storage space, but it uses a new video code that is not yet compatible with all streaming sites. Audio sync issues occur after videos are uploaded. To avoid this, with your self-tape, change the camera format to most compatible. Open Settings, tap Camera, Formats, then tap Most Compatible. A check mark will indicate that it has been selected.
Wardrobe. Let your wardrobe complement the role. That's why reading the sides and reading the script, if they give it to you, is important to your audition. It also goes into your wardrobe. Let's say your role is wearing an orange shirt. You should wear an orange shirt in your audition or in your self-tape. It's important to read the sides, not just your parts, but read them and own them. It's important to be so connected to the role that you are auditioning for, that even if you miss a line, you still know what that person may say. And readers, they matter. If you have no way of getting a professional or one of your friends who are really good as an actor and you gotta snatch up a family member or something, that's understandable. But do know that the performance that your reader gives behind that camera is a reflection of your scene. It's a reflection of your audition. No, your reader should not be as loud as you and boisterous as you, but they should have a presence. So make sure you have a good presence behind that camera. Remember, this is a business. You have so many people going out for the same role. Go the extra mile. Disclaimer. No one should ever ask you at an audition to get nude unless there is a union sensitivity trainer present. No one should ever ask you to send in a video of you in the nude. No one should ever ask you in person to get nude if it's not under a union contract. I do know that there are a lot of independent films where they do not want to be union, and that is fine. But do know that with those projects, they are not obligated or under any contract to make sure safety is in place. I cannot make you make a decision. But I will say is that please be careful when going to auditions. And again, I will highly recommend against sending any videos of nudity or attending auditions where you have to get nude without a union rep present. As the world opens back up, we will be asked to come in for an in-person audition. Remember, there are hundreds, sometimes thousands of actors going out for that very role that you desire. Go the extra mile. It matters.
Attached to this lecture is a file with monologue audition options and also in-person audition do's and don'ts. Remember to read them.
Homework. Do you have professional equipment for a self-tape? If so, do a mock audition. Practice. Choose 2 scenes, comedic and dramatic. If you don't have equipment, write down an honest plan and write an honest deadline on when you plan to get and invest in this equipment. And let's discuss.